Good morning, everyone. How are you? All right. A little discombobulated today. Pardon me. Alarm went off. It was a crazy, exhausting weekend, but all in all, it's good. How are y'all doing? Alrighty, let's get into it. Today, I am excited. It is Monday. Pardon me, my voice has been lost due to family activities and just running around crazy and all the things. So we bring us to today is October 6th, y'all. We are already in the second week of October and all of the things. So today I wanted to talk to you about what's going on with you. How do you manage your stress? This is some of the things that I think is really important that a lot of people don't discuss because everybody's stressed. Everybody has a negative connotation when people are stressed. They cause it on others. They cause it on the weather. They cause it on each other. And sometimes they even cause it on themselves. The reason why I want you to be mindful about your stress level is because we fail to press pause. We completely fail to press pause on our life. Some of us are stagnant on pause, but I'm talking about the individuals that are really doing their due diligence about making every chance and every effort to go the extra mile to get things done. We've been speaking over the past couple of weeks now about putting ourselves first, about taking accountability and responsibility. We've talked to ourselves about last week about the mindset. But what I really want to look about today is understanding this difference between selfish and selfless. And a lot of people say, well, Andrea, I don't understand. Isn't selfish a negative thing? And isn't selfless a kind thing? And there shouldn't be any confusion. Well, the reason why I bring this up because I took this and I understood this from the American actor of Matthew McConaughey. I was virtually coached by him and I learned a lot of things. Plus, I love the guy all around. To each his own. And when I looked at the comparison of what he explains between selfish and selflessness is that selfishness is an act of, and I'm reading this from Google, selfishness is an act of prioritizing one's own needs and desires, often at the expense of others. That's a key word, at the expense of others. When selflessness involves prioritizing the needs and benefits of others over oneself, sometimes on our own detriment. So let's look at that and break it down. When we become selfless, we focus on the needs of others and we focus on the benefits and what it is for them, how it is helping them, how it is supporting them, and how you can create a sense of purpose and a deeper connection, if you will, with the individuals in your relationships, personal, professional, and even familial. And it also, what happens with pardon me, selfish is that we get over concerned. Okay. When we get over concerned with one's own needs and we look at that under the microscope as selfish, we say we prioritize our personal comfort and our convenience and desires of others. Again, this is coming from Google, so I'll break it down a little bit more. And then sometimes what happens when we become selfish is we manipulate others or lack empathy. That's what the key point, lack empathy and compassion. And then this, which in turn can result and lead to problems of loneliness, arrogance, and mental health issues. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, I am the opposite. Selfish, I was taught never to be selfish because it was a sense of negativity. It was a sense that you didn't have any care for others. And I think the one time that I become selfish was when I didn't care anymore. I was numb. I was done with the bullying and abuse and neglect and the abandonment and all the underlying subconscious things that come when you're an adoptee, when you become abused, when you don't feel like you fit in, and you're just like, you know what, forget everybody else. I don't care about anybody else. It's my life. That's all that matters. And in turn, that got me sick. That got me angry, frustrated, and in a life of vengeance. And I didn't really want that. I wasn't really passionate or wanted to continue down that road. So then when I shifted gears in my line of work, when I changed my channels and I thought of selfless, I was focusing on the needs of others and the benefits of others, but making sure I was 100% first. You know, I was making sure that if I was going to help, if I was going to show up, that at all times that I was energized and ready to help others. This, when you become selfless, involves a giving and serving with little or no expectations of personal gain. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that I've taught before. When you put expectations upon others, I don't care what relationship it is, no matter how old, where you're at in your life, personal or professional, you will be disappointed at all expense. It's just a fact, because you see, or at times see, or want to see in the world a reflection of how you treat others. And 9 times out of 10, that doesn't happen. And so when we become selfless, then we are able to create a sense of purpose. And when we create a sense of purpose, a deeper connection lies in the relationship, because you know where you're at, you know you're showing up, and you're comfortable, confident, and able to be vulnerable to say, you know what, I'm not 100% today. You know, I'm just not going to give. I'm not feeling well, and the other person will respect that and receive that. 9 times out of 10, when you're selfish and you're not feeling well, you could care less about anybody else's feelings, emotions, or thoughts, or situations that they're in. And also in lies in selfless is when you are able to lead to your personal fulfillment and have a meaningful life by making it positive and having great impact and influence upon the world. That's what I shifted to. When I was in a vengeful lifestyle, you know, when I was a lone wolf, and I know a lot of people don't like that, but to each his own. This is my understanding and my concept. When I was the lone wolf and didn't care about other people, it didn't matter. You know, I wasn't going to be happy. They weren't going to be happy, and it didn't really matter. And if they were happy, then I didn't want to be around that. And so when I changed my channel and said, no, I want to be the change I see in the world, Gandhi, then I realized, all right, if I want a positive environment, if I want a positive mindset, if I want a positive relationship, I got to check myself at the door 100% and make sure that I am 100%. And I know you guys have mentioned this before. I'm all about 100%. You know, if I can't give 100%, I will isolate, I will go into my own, and I'll just tap out. Because think about it. Let's use a simple cliche of playing on a team, whether it's a chess team, a football team, a soccer team, a debate team. If you're not 100%, are you really helping the team? Are you really going to make efforts to thrive and strive in that competition? No. So why would you jeopardize the camaraderie of the team if you're not 100% and say, you know what, I'm not 100% today. Let me stretch. Let me do what I need to do. I'll circle back and come back. Or I'll give the best effort, right? And so when we talk about that, we have to make sure there's a good amount of balance, that we're checking in with our families, our partners, our colleagues, our affiliates. Hey, this is where I'm at right now. I just want to kind of check in and make sure we're on the same page, because if we're not, I think the best way to produce results is effective communication and effective listening. Does that make sense? So when you're going about your day today, when you're thinking about what you are doing in your line of work, as a role of a family person, as a role of a professional, as a role of your one-to-one self, which is most important, or your faith-based. Hey, you know what? I'm not 100%. I really can benefit from some support. To your spouse, to your partner, to your children, to your colleagues. Hey, I'm not 100%. I'm just letting you know upfront and parent, not for you to take the whole, weight, not to put all the weight on your shoulder, but to let you know, to voice and vocalize where I'm at. So think about it as you go about your day today, when you are walking throughout this world, in your family life, your career life, your business life, or even just a reflection of yourself. Give yourself some grace and say, hey, am I 100% today? If not, all right, what do I have to fix? What do I have to adjust? Where do I have to go? Where do I have to grow? And that's what I do with everybody I connect with, whether it's mentorship, speaking, coaching, in collaborative efforts. And I attempt to do it with my family, but that's a whole another story. Where are you at? Meet people where they're at and get an understanding, not to blame, not to judge. Nobody on this planet has any right to judge others, but see where they're at, get an understanding. That's an act of selflessness, because you are making sure that you show up 100%, but that they're okay, that empathetic component. Not being selfish and taking it out on them if they're not 100%, if they're not feeling well, if they're not able to give 100%. Hey, you know what? It sounds like you're not 100%. Take a minute, reset, regroup. There used to be one of my bosses in one of my careers in the corporate America, when I was working with social work and psychology. It was all about mental health. It was about emotional intelligence, emotional balance. And I remember I had just come back to work after losing my mother. And I really, to be honest, I don't think I actually grieved properly. And I was just that type AAA personality, and just didn't, just closed off and had to give everybody, give, not to myself, give. And I'll never forget, they approached me, my supervisor, and they said, "You're all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here. I showed up. I got to get this job done. We have deadlines. We have quotas to meet." They're like, "No. Let me ask you again. Are you all right?" And I took a second. I was like, "You know what? No, I'm not." And they said, without judgment, from previous employers and corporate that I used to work for, "Well, leave your stuff at the door and come back in." This was actually, they hold to their word, a family oriented and family friendly company. And they said, "You know what? You just lost your mother. Take a few minutes, take off if you need to, come back. If you're in the middle of something, go clear your head, do what you need to do, and come back." Ladies and gentlemen, that was probably the most amazing thing that I've experienced in corporate world. For someone of an authoritative stature, giving me grace, giving me the opportunity to say, "Hey, you know what? You're not 100%. Take a day off, take as much time as you need, come back and regroup. We want you 100%, as opposed to giving 80, 90, even 98, 99%. Take time for you." So ask yourself throughout this day, as you are going about your day and choosing to press play, plan life according to you, am I being selfish, or am I being selfless? And if you need to, this will be on playback and housed on YouTube for that after the 30 days. Be mindful and familiarize yourself with the definition. The definition of being selfish, as opposed to being selfless. Again, selfish is involving looking after oneself and dismissing everybody else. Selfless is taking inventory, personal self-care, and saying, "Am I 100%? If so, let me help others now that my cup is full." And I wish this has helped you Thank you, and please pardon my voice as I'm regaining my voice from a crazy, amazing weekend. Again, to kind of circle back and summarize: selfish from Google, overly concerned with one's own interests and needs, prioritizing personal comfort, convenience, and desires over others, may manipulate others or lack empathy and compassion. Remember that word, lack empathy and compassion, and can lead to problems leading to loneliness, arrogance, and mental health conditions. As opposed to selfless, again from Google, focusing on the needs and benefits of others, but also involving and giving service to others with little or no expectations or personal gain, as well as can create a sense of purpose and deeper connection in relationships and lead to personal fulfillment. That's where the difference is, the game changer. Lead to personal fulfillment and a meaningful life by making positive impact and positive influence upon the world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Pardon my delay. Today is Monday, your daily dose, your daily drop of Motivational Monday. Make sure you're checking in with yourself and asking yourself the question: is this act, is this mindset, is this behavior that of selfish or selfless? And how do you make the transition today? Remember, my name is Andrea Mason, your first choice, your global voice, alumna of Les Brown, CEO of Press Play, as well as your global ambassador. It is a whopping 52 degrees Fahrenheit. FAA is flying over, the sun is waking, and the animals and nature are rising as the sunrise. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I will be here same time, same place. You'll find me Monday through Friday, 7:30 Eastern Time, USA. One love. Wishing you all my best. I am going to have an amazing day. I'm going to grab some breakfast. It was a little delayed today, a crazy weekend, but of all amazing milestones and events. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Be well. Ciao.